Greetings and welcome to Life is an Art, so learn how to live. My name is Fernando Alvarez, and my vision is to help you experience a more fulfilling, joyful, and empowering life. In this episode, I will focus on how your mindset determines your outlook in life, the experiences you live, and the fulfillment you feel. Your mindset is like a roadmap that will lead you through a journey of misery or happiness. It depends on you. You can develop an effective roadmap to lead you through the path you wish to live and experience. Thus, you need to use your inner being and universal intelligence and universal love to design a roadmap that will serve you well. You are always in control of your happiness, and an empowering mindset is key. To fully understand the concept of mindset, it is important to understand what it is and how it is formed. Now, a mindset is an ingrained mental state that determines how each person on the planet views, interprets, and engages the world around them. It is a paradigm or a mental model that each person uses as a roadmap to function and interact with the world at large. This interaction happens with all the people, things, and events one engages with on a daily basis. How is one's mindset developed? Well, our mindset is developed and structured by a process referred to as enculturation. Enculturation is a social process that takes place throughout our life, and it is shaped and influenced by all our life experiences, such as the way we were brought up by our parents, the values, beliefs, norms, and habits they taught us, our experiences in school, how we were influenced by our friends and other family members, our experiences in our jobs and professional careers, our religion, our particular culture, the news we read or watch on TV, the political and economic beliefs and values we have experienced, and all type of interactions with people and events throughout our life. As you can observe, in most part, the process of enculturation is programmed into our brains since we're born, and it extends until we die. If you observe closely, did we have a voice on this enculturation process in our early years? Of course not. For the most part, especially for the first 20 years or so of our lives, we have been influenced by a series of values, beliefs, norms, habits, rituals, ideas, opinions, biases, social, cultural, political, and economic structures, and people and events that we did not choose. Now, this has crucial implications. Why? Well, because everything that has influenced us in life, especially in the first 20 years or so, has shaped the way we look at the world, our mental paradigm or model, and the mental program we use to interact with the world. In other words, life experiences have shaped our mindset. Unfortunately, especially nowadays, the mindset of most humans has been programmed in a disempowering manner. Our mental model of how to interact with the world is full of self-defeating and disempowering beliefs, values, ideas, rituals, norms, and habits. Thus, our mindset is leading most humans through a life's journey of unhappiness, frustration, anger, disappointment, unfulfillment, and mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual despair. What is concerning is that not only adults are suffering from a disempowering mindset, more and more young adults, teenagers, and even children are suffering from this than ever before. Thus, more and more humans have a mindset that has been conditioned to be limited, and this leads us through a disempowering and frustrating life's journey and destination. The problem with a self-defeating mindset is that it strongly stimulates our mind to have negative, disempowering, poor, and harmful thoughts. Now, since thoughts affect our emotions, these types of thoughts develop within us emotions of unhappiness, frustration, anger, disappointment, unfulfillment, and despair. Remember, our thoughts and emotions influence our state. Thus, this type of mindset makes us have a negative and harmful state that brings upon us unhappiness and ultimately illnesses of all types at the mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical level. So, what is the solution, you may ask? Well, we need to be proactive and intentional about breaking this self-defeating paradigm or mental model that has been programmed for us in the enculturation process. We need to re-engineer our mindset and, as a consequence, our state. The biggest stumbling block in trying to restructure one's mindset and, consequently, one's state is that most of us look for tangible, positive, outside events and experiences to change our thoughts and emotions about the real world, hoping to change our state. However, when the real world does not present us with the positive life events and experiences we're looking for, we feel more negative thoughts and that lead to more negative emotions, and we're trapped in this endless self-defeating and disempowering loop of thoughts and emotions that feed upon each other, and they create our disappointing reality. Thus, our mindset and consequently our state must change from within us. So, what is the intentional daily inner work that we must do to change our mindset and state? Well, we need to condition ourselves on a daily basis into having and experiencing empowering thoughts and emotions before the outside world gives us tangible reasons to feel these empowering thoughts and emotions. You see, most of us wait for a reason, an event, an experience, or for a person to be the cause for us to feel good or happy. This is a very poor strategy to have in life for the simple reason that we cannot control other people or outside life experiences or events. Thus, our basic strategy as humans to improve our mindset and state of being is twofold. First, we need to stop waiting for something positive to happen in our lives to have positive thoughts and emotions. Second, we need to stop living in a self-defeating past. You may ask, what do you mean by living in a self-defeating past? Well, think about it. Since a self-defeating and disempowering mindset is formed by all the values, beliefs, and habits from past experiences in life, if your mindset is negative, then you're interpreting and interacting with your outer world using a model or paradigm from the past. We need to stop permitting a disempowering past to determine our desired future. We cannot do ourselves the disservice of letting past problems and issues determine our present and future thoughts and emotions. Sadly, that is what most of us do on a consistent basis. Never forget that our thoughts reflect what happens in our brain and our emotions reflect the state of our body. So, our state of being is determined by our thoughts and emotions. As it happens, most of us condition our life for failure because we're usually basing our identity on disempowering past life experiences. You see, it is essential for us to have faith in a positive, empowering future that cannot yet be identified by our five senses. This is the challenge. So, how do we tackle this challenge? Well, The idea is to condition our brain into thinking that our desired empowering future event has already happened. This will allow us to develop positive thoughts that will lead to positive emotions within us. This will create more positive thoughts and further positive emotions. Now, the beauty is that current neuroscience research demonstrates that all of this is possible. So, we need to be intentional and believe, we have to assume the attitude that we're living in the positive, empowering, fulfilling future we desire, but in the present moment. Then, the positive thoughts and feelings we experience from believing that this positive future has already occurred will reprogram our whole molecular structure as if our desired future has already happened. Projecting the desired future into our present works because the stronger the emotions we feel from mentally experiencing our desired future, the greater positive changes occur in our body. As a result, we focus on the cause of these positive thoughts and emotions. You see, the more we focus on the cause of these positive thoughts and emotions, the more we think about this positive and empowering future. As you may have heard, where our focus goes, energy flows. So what is actually happening to us when we do this intentional internal work on projecting a positive future into the present is that we are keeping the thoughts of our brain focused on positive outcomes and our emotions engaged in a state of constant appreciation. Now, the next challenge is to maintain this state of focusing our brain on positive outcomes and our emotions engaged in appreciation. Why? Well, because life happens to all of us. As life happens, outside events will occur that will tend to throw our state of focus and appreciation off track. Thus, we stop thinking about our desired empowering future and start focusing again on our past self-defeating and disempowering mindset, paradigm, or mental model. So, how do we stop this from happening? Well, we need to be very intentional about self-regulating. To self-regulate, you should try two strategies. One strategy is implemented the moment an event takes place and disconnects your thoughts and emotions from your desired future. You need to become aware of this so you do not slip into the defeating mental model that reflects your past. So, as the negative life events happens and you start feeling negative thoughts and emotions, suspend these thoughts and emotions, pull back, observe them, understand that these negative thoughts and emotions are not you, and then focus back on thinking about your desired empowering future. As you do this, make sure you're engaged in deep breathing as this calms you, reduces your stress, takes you out of a state of panic, reduces your heart rate and blood pressure, and puts you in a state of healing and appreciation. This intentional work is not easy, and it takes practice to get better at it. But if you persist, you will succeed. The second strategy is through your daily intentional breath work and meditation sessions. You can refer back to episode 9 called Breathwork, the Core Foundation. Now, these breathwork and meditation sessions will help improve your ability to self-regulate on a daily basis. As you do intentional breathwork and meditate, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which stimulates your ability to calm down, reduce stress, reduce pulse, focus on digestion, concentrate on healing, detoxify, and to trigger your body's ability to focus on vitalizing the immune system. When you do this, so when this happens, you put yourself in a state of appreciation and gratitude. This is the best state to surrender and receive. As you embrace a state of appreciation, your heart becomes in tune with the positive and empowering thoughts you have about the future. You see, if you have excellent thoughts about a desired future, and you think and say to yourself, I am healthy, I am abundant, I am successful, etc., but your emotions reflect anger, sadness, frustration, disempowerment, despair, fear, panic, jealousy, envy, uncertainty, hate, etc., that means the emotions of your heart and the thoughts of your mind are not in sync. Thus, you are showing a huge contradiction inside of you that will not allow you to evolve to your greater self and your desired future. You see, your thoughts generate electric waves and your emotions generate magnetic waves. Together, they form electromagnetic waves that project outward into the universe. Now, if your thoughts and emotions are not in sync, for example, positive thoughts with positive emotions, then the electric wave generated by your thoughts will not be in sync with the magnetic waves generated by your emotions. So, as your positive thoughts produce frequencies out into the universe, and the universe responds with a desired positive frequency, this universal positive frequency cannot be pulled back in by your negative emotions because the frequency of your positive thoughts are not in sync with the frequency of your negative emotions. See, the more your heart is in coherence with your mind, the more energy is directed to your brain. This energy allows the brain to produce more positive and empowering thoughts. These positive thoughts, in conjunction with positive emotions from your heart, are able to positively change the body at a molecular level in a fantastic way. Now, it is crucial for you not to try to force and control outside life events. Remember, you cannot control people or life events. People will act as they do, and life events will just happen. As you do your internal work by self-regulating and doing breath work and meditation, you need to get yourself out of the way and let the universal forces arrange all the necessary components at the proper time to produce the life, positive, and empowering life events that you want. However, you need to do your internal work or not much will happen. Remember, you are in control. Being in control means working on your inner self, not working on trying to change outside world events or people. Remember, we do not perceive the outer world as it really is. We perceive it as we are inside. We perceive it according to our mindset. Thus, we need to stop reacting to the world using a negative mindset that has been programmed within us by past life events and experiences. As humans, we cannot expect other people to take care of us. We need to develop a greater level of consciousness. In other words, a greater level of awareness, and take advantage of the huge technological advances and vast information and sources available to us in this era to help us develop an empowering mindset. Remember, we should not try to change the world or people. We should invest our time and energy in constantly improving our inner self. It needs to be consistent work. By doing this, we're capable of creating something better in life. Thus, we should not scatter our focus and efforts outward. We need to drive our attention to our inner self. Never forget, where our attention goes, our energy flows. In episode 11, I will focus on adding value to others. It is vital to add as much value to other people because we do not live in isolation. Remember, we are all part of a system, whether it is a family, a community, a company, a particular institution, or a country. Remember, in systems, all the components need to be healthy and able to do their particular function well so that the main function of the system can be achieved. For example, we cannot expect the system of the human body to work well if the heart is in great shape but the kidneys are failing. Thus, as individuals, we need to make sure that we add as much value to others so they are able, with our contribution, to be able to function better in the system they are part of at the moment. If others are better off due to our help, the system they are part of is better off, and since we're part of that system, as a result, we're also better off. Now, more importantly, the more universal love we spread around, the more universal love comes back to us. That is a universal law. But for now, remember, life is an art, so learn how to live. Thank you for listening.